A protest is a public demonstration or action expressing opposition to a policy, decision, or situation. It can take many forms, such as marches, rallies, sit-ins, or strikes, and is often used to draw attention to social, political, economic, or environmental issues. Protests are a way for people to collectively voice their opinions, demand change, and exercise their rights to free speech and assembly. Protests offer several advantages, including raising awareness. Protests can draw public attention to issues that may otherwise be overlooked. Influencing policy. Demonstrations can put pressure on policymakers and governments to change or implement new policies. Mobilizing support. Protests can bring together like-minded individuals, strengthening solidarity and building movements. Democratic expression. They provide a platform for people to express their opinions and participate in the democratic process. Media coverage. Protests often attract media attention, amplifying the message and reaching a broader audience. Catalyzing change. Historical evidence shows that protests have played significant roles in achieving social and political change, such as civil rights advancements and ending wars. Protests also have several disadvantages, including risk of violence. Protests can sometimes escalate into violent clashes, resulting in injuries and property damage. Disruption. They can disrupt daily life, including traffic, businesses, and public services. Backlash. Protests can provoke a negative response from authorities, leading to arrests, repression, or stricter laws. Polarization. They can deepen divisions within society, leading to increased tension and conflict between different groups. Media coverage or public perception may misinterpret the goals or methods of the protest, undermining its effectiveness. Temporary impact. Without sustained effort, the impact of a protest may be short-lived, failing to bring about long-term change. If a protest is hijacked, meaning it is taken over by individuals or groups with different or more extreme agendas, here are some steps to consider. Remain peaceful, communicate clearly, use social media, press releases, and other communication channels to clarify the original goals and disassociate from the hijackers. Organize separately. Consider organizing a separate, clearly defined event to continue your message without interference. Work with authorities. Coordinate with law enforcement to manage safety and order, ensuring they understand the distinction between the original protest and the hijackers. Document incidents. Record any instances of hijacking and violence to provide evidence and support your position. Engage with media. Proactively engage with media to ensure accurate coverage and counter any negative portrayals caused by the hijackers. If the government doesn't respond positively to a protest, consider the following steps. Persist. Continue to organize and participate in protests to maintain pressure and visibility. Coalition building. Form alliances with other organizations, groups, and influential individuals to strengthen your cause and increase impact. Legal action. Explore legal avenues, such as filing lawsuits or petitions, to challenge policies or actions. Engage politically. Work to elect sympathetic representatives, lobby policymakers, and participate in the political process to effect change from within. Launch educational campaigns to inform the public and garner broader support. Media strategy. Use traditional and social media to highlight the issue, share personal stories, and keep the conversation going. Economic actions. Consider boycotts, strikes, or other economic pressures to demonstrate the demand for change. International support. Seek support from international organizations, governments, and human rights groups to apply additional pressure. Factors can disrupt protesters' interests and effectiveness. Internal divisions. Disagreements and conflicts within the protest group can weaken unity and focus. Violence. Escalation of violence can discredit the protest, alienate supporters, and lead to harsher crackdowns. Fatigue. Prolonged protests can lead to physical and emotional exhaustion among participants, reducing momentum. Negative public perception. Misrepresentation in the media or misunderstandings by the public can undermine support. Government repression. Arrests, intimidation, and restrictive laws can deter participation and suppress the movement. Counter-protests. Organized opposition groups can challenge the protest message and create conflicts. Lack of clear goals, ambiguous or overly broad objectives can lead to confusion and diminish effectiveness. Poor organization, logistical issues, and lack of coordination can impede the protest success. Sustaining a protest requires a combination of strategic planning, strong organization, and effective communication, which include clear goals. Having specific, achievable objectives helps maintain focus and direction. Leadership and organization. Strong leadership and well-coordinated efforts ensure the protest remains organized and effective. Community support. Building and maintaining broad community support provides resources, participants, and legitimacy. Media engagement. Effective use of media to communicate the protest message and keep it in the public eye. Nonviolence. Commitment to peaceful methods can attract wider support and reduce backlash. Adaptability. Being flexible and responsive to changing circumstances helps maintain momentum. Resource management. Efficient use of financial, human, and material resources ensures sustainability. Legal strategy. Awareness of legal rights and protections to navigate challenges and avoid unnecessary legal troubles. Networking and alliances. Forming coalitions with other groups and organizations to strengthen the movement. Persistent effort. Continued dedication and consistent action to keep the pressure on and demonstrate resolve. When responding to protests, governments can take several steps to address the concerns of protesters constructively and maintain social stability. Engage with protesters to understand their grievances and demonstrate that their voices are heard. This could involve meetings with protest leaders or town hall discussions. Maintain public safety by managing protests in a way that protects the rights of both protesters and the general public. Open channels for dialogue and negotiation between the government and protest organizers to seek common ground and potential solutions. Be transparent about decision-making processes and policies that have led to protests. This can help build trust and reduce misinformation. Respect and protect the right to peaceful assembly and free speech, recognizing these as fundamental democratic rights. Address underlying issues by taking concrete actions to address the root causes of the protest. This shows a genuine commitment to resolving issues. Clear government's position, actions being taken, and steps planned to address the issues raised by protesters. This helps to manage misunderstandings. Avoid actions that could escalate tensions, such as aggressive policing or unnecessary arrests. Ensure accountability, hold government officials for misconduct. Work with civil society organizations, community leaders, and other stakeholders to develop long-term solutions to the issues being protested. By taking these steps, governments can demonstrate responsiveness, maintain public trust, and work towards peaceful and constructive outcomes.